Welcome to the PC Flipping Series, a series where we buy a bunch of PC parts, build PCs, list them on Facebook Marketplace, and try to make money. I just bought a PC from a guy that used to be a boxer, and he listed this thing on Facebook Marketplace for $500. It has a Ryzen 5600 and a 6700 XT, the cool stock model. It looks incredible. I'll show you guys the specs when I get home. All right, just got home, but before I show you the specs of this PC, I wanted to make a point. If you've been following along in this PC flipping series, you know that every single PC that I've sold so far has been ones that I've made. You know, I buy the parts used online or new, mix them up, put it in a build, list it, and sell it. So I started thinking about what if I, actually bought a PC locally that I see and then sell it. Well, one of the reasons I don't usually do this or haven't done this so far is the PCs that show up in my local marketplace, at least in my local Facebook marketplace, are pretty horribly priced. Honestly, people list their, 10100F and 1060 PCs for like $900. And I think I price my PCs high and then I see those. But even if there are PCs that are listed at a pretty good price, it's not good enough that I could, buy it and then just flip it around and sell it at a profit. So, and also there's the angle of, is it kind of scummy to just buy a PC and not do anything to it, just turn it around and flip it and sell it? So when this PC came up, so during one of my many obsessive Facebook Marketplace hunts and searches, when I discovered this PC listed for $500, I could not pass it up. I thought with these specs and this sale price, this would be a great opportunity for me to go ahead and actually try to flip a PC without building it. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and experiment to show you guys and myself to see if picking up a PC locally and trying to flip it by just tweaking it a little bit and making it look a little nicer or updating a few parts or whatever it may require, see if that would be a viable option. Here are the specs of the PC. All right, so as you can see, this is actually it's a pretty nice looking PC. It's a little dirty, gotta clean it up, but the parts are great. Thankfully it turns on, so that's always a plus. Beautiful lights in the front, as you can see from the side as well. The reference model GPU looks incredible, but it's a Ryzen 5600 with a reference model 6700 XT. Arctic cooler on there, looks a little old, but there's the beautiful GPU again. Fans are unfortunately RGB, not ARGB, but that's okay. Usually the front ones don't matter as much. The top ports are looking good. Everything's working and functional. And here's the motherboard. Well, hold on, there we go. Get some light on there. The RAM is ballistic, 16 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz. It's all in a A520M motherboard with a Wi-Fi card, and as you can see, the back, just, nothing crazy here. It's kind of a normal looking PC. The back is fairly well cable managed. This guy had it bought from a computer store that built it for him. It's the Samsung drive that's somehow just hanging out here. There's a 1 terabyte HDD back there that I'll just remove and get rid of, and a 650 watt MSI PSU. Looks okay. I asked you all in one of my shorts to let me know what you think I should do with this PC. Many of you said to add an NVMe drive, add some more RGB fans in there, add some black and red cable extensions. Some of you even suggested replacing the CPU cooler, which understandable because it's pretty old, but I thought, let's leave it in there, go for that kind of the retro look, kind of the metallic shiny look, especially with the red and black cable extensions that we put in. I think it would kind of bring the whole thing together really well. There were other suggestions like swapping the case out for a fish tank case that we usually do in this channel, but honestly, that's a lot of work, so I decided not to do that. So here's how I updated the PC. So to start things off, of course, we had to grab the X-Power, and oh my god, I would definitely not do this in your clean studio environment. I'd do this outside or, I don't know, in your tub or something, but, I was too lazy to move the camera away. Again, very lazy if you can't tell on this channel. Anyway, I patted it down, added the NV2, the Kingston NV2 drive, which this drive is not necessarily the best OS drive. I've kind of heard a lot of crap against it recently, but I thought, I bought these a while back, and this one has a Samsung SSD, so I can use this as the main 1 terabyte drive in there, and if it slows down, doesn't matter because there's another drive. Here's the reference, beautiful reference model, 6700 XT, beautiful reference model, 6700 XT. It looks so pretty. Give it some cleaning up there. All right, let's install everything back in. These are the extension cables that I had to pick between. I was kind of initially thinking about the left one, but this one, the right one, I think looks better. I think the other one looks a bit too gimme gimmicky, a little too bright. This one kind of fits the nice vibe we got going on, and the pins are a little weird in this one. But anyway, put this one in, and I thought for the RGB, Thermalright honestly would have worked better there, but I have these Sama Infinity fans that look beautiful. I didn't really have any Thermalright fans on hand, and I didn't want to wait 2 days for Prime shipping, honestly. Again, very lazy. And so just put in these Sama fans in there, and I needed an Arctic extension, or rather a hub, because there just weren't enough fan headers in this stupid motherboard. Anyway, that's just one of the many things I ran across. And then, as you can see, when we make all the lights red, it looks beautiful. But then now we have the CPU cooler that doesn't have an RGB fan. And guess what? I took it out, put in one of these Sama fans, but it doesn't work because it's too thick to put in there. And I don't have a Thermalright fan on hand. So anyway, we ended up going for it with the stock fan that was already in there. It's not my favorite, but you know, I think it still looks pretty good, and you know, I'll kind of market it as a classy look rather. So I obviously had to throw in a Funko Pop in there, and I think the whole thing came together really well, and it looks really, really cool. So gotta list this guy now. All right, just listed the PC for $950. I know this is a little bit on the higher end for a 5600 and 6700 XT builds, but I figured, you know, I always list my PCs a little bit on the higher end because most of the time people end up, you know, trying to talk me down. Even if it's like people ask for 20 bucks off, and if I oblige, I feel like they're just a lot more likely to purchase it because they feel like they're getting a deal, I guess. So it's just that, you know, sales psychology, I guess. But figured I'd try, and I'm willing to negotiate down since my all in all, I mean, just the PC alone costs 500 bucks, and with extensions and NVMe, I don't think I went over 600 even, so it would be a really nice, probably around 300 if not more profit, which I'll pop on the screen for you guys, but now we wait and see what happens. Also, I think this is a good time to tell you guys that unlike every other episode where I only make an episode about the PCs that I've already sold so you can get closure, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or at least in this episode, I'm going to go ahead and list this one right now, or I just listed it, and I'm going to post this video, and you guys will see if we sell in a future episode or not. All right, I promised you at the end of my previous episode that I would take it way back to the basics, and I did. A while back, I got a few Sama cases that were on sale. This lot included the AM07 from the previous episode that I used. I went ahead and bought some Sama M203s as well, which apparently are also out of stock. It's kind of a bummer, but this thing is beautiful. It came with 4 pre-installed fans. They're already synced up, ARGB. It's not a fish tank case, which I know I tout myself as a fish tank shill. And if you've been paying any attention to my most recent flipping episodes, I actually haven't been using a fish tank case in a while, but when a good deal on a case comes up like this, you just can't pass it up. And I got this case for $32, and it came with 4 pre-installed fans. And honestly, one of the nice things about pre-installed fans isn't the fact that it cuts out the price of the fans, which isn't too bad because we always get the Thermalright fans that are like, you know, 13, 14 bucks. But fans take some time to install. So if I have a bunch of cases that have pre-installed fans, it saves a lot of time in the building process. So here are the specs of this build. And this is what it looks like. Wow, isn't that so pretty? All right, so I listed this PC for 560 bucks about 3 days ago, and fully expecting to be talked down, but got an offer from a guy earlier yesterday, and for full asking price, met up with him earlier today and got it. He apparently works at a Carrabba's, which I didn't even know was a restaurant, but apparently it's a thing. But anyway, met him right before his shift there. So he put his PC like in the manager's room or something to keep it safe, but he was saying he's gonna have such a hard time working today because he can't stop thinking about playing with the PC in the evening, which is always fun to see the people that you sell being excited about it, you know? So, but 560 bucks, ready to go. And instead of flashing you my money, I'm gonna flash the hacky sack because I feel like it's a little, I don't know, I feel like it's a little tacky to just flash your money anyway. Well, I thought I'd give you guys a completion to the story arc since the first PC that we listed hasn't sold yet. I'm just posting this right after I've listed the PC. So I wanted to show you a PC that actually sold. So tune in next episode to see if we can actually flip this PC. And as the summertime comes to an end, I have some bad news. Thank you for watching.